Alright, I am recording.
I wouldn't add music to an interview. Hello.
I'm recording now. No, I'm gonna add music. It's gonna be very, very silent though. Like you'll barely hear it. It will just be background noise. What's good, Gooners? I'm gonna cut that out.
He's like, I'm gonna cut that out.
I keep saying that in the interviews. I don't know why. It's very funny. They can wait. They can wait. Even though I started recording, they can wait.
I mean, you could edit this out if you want.
I know. I gotta fucking properly. You guys in the positions you want to be in, or no?
I am in the position.
Dude, I look fucking massive compared to you two, and this is my regular height. Fuck.
It's so nasty. Why is that sweet tea so bad? Ooh.
It's because you ruined it, Shorty.
I don't know.
Alright, peek. Alright. This is Shorty Saxon. This is Llama Saxon.
Read.
You can read my fucking name. But yeah. We're not talking about anything specific, but we're talking about something specific. The state of the Mandalorians. Also, we're gonna describe ourselves because why not?
Describe ourselves? What is this, the 5th grade?
Yeah, we're gonna describe ourselves, our past experiences. Let the community, the Mandalorians of Vrchat, our community, know who we are and our backgrounds. Boom, done. Okay. So I guess my first question is, what do you guys think the state of the Mandalorians are as of right now? How do you guys
Dead
think that?
Dead as fuck.
I
but
agree.
hopefully gonna get better. It's the Star Wars community as a whole, except on the PC, because on PC it's very prevalent. You would think not, but on PC it's very prevalent. PC only. But most, if not every group that currently exists, will not live a whole year. Most. Because a lot of people don't know how to run a group. For example, me. To describe myself, I am a very intelligent man. Not to like self-glaze. I'm naturally intelligent.
The glazing
according
is
to
crazy.
everybody that I've met. But no, I genuinely believe I'm an intelligent person to a degree that I know things, right? And running a group, I think if it's ran properly, right, and properly being the right measures are taken, the right rules are implemented, and the right people are implemented, then it could be something pretty goated. But you know, I mean, it's Mandalorians, so it's going to be very hard to do that. It's a lot easier to do that with empires and republics, because empires and republics, you need a lot of rules, and you need a lot of activity, and you need a lot more than you could with any other group. But yeah, I mean, it depends on the people, it depends on the rules, it depends on the actions. It really depends on the actions more than the people. But you know, it's my opinion.
A lot of politics. Llama, do you have anything to add?
It's not really politics. It's just you gotta learn to take it, for lack of better words.
I don't really have anything to add. Shorty kind of explained everything, honestly.
I agree. I'll add something. Been around the community for a short amount of time, and I can agree to some sense. I have seen many clans in the span of like 9 months, 8 months that I've been here, and a lot of them come and go, and they have pretty, just weak-minded leaders or whatever. I think it's all about time, and how people manage it. But yeah. Alright, well, I guess we'll go on to about ourselves, and then I'll ask a few more questions about that. Llama, I'm gonna let you go first.
What'd you say?
Yeah, what are we doing? What?
About about ourselves. About like tell
Oh,
us
we're
about
actually
you.
describing ourselves? Oh, okay.
Yeah, like your experiences with
my
the Mandalorian
position,
community.
honestly, in the Mandalorian community is the only thing I probably would be known for in the Mandos, me being in Saxons, and just me being second in command of it, and now I'm just an admin. And so that's all I've done in the Mando community. Other than that, I really couldn't give two shits about this community.
Fair enough.
Such a
Fair
goated
enough.
response.
Okay. Before we get into about you real quick, do you guys want to talk about Saxons specifically to clear up some unknown facts about it, because a lot of people seem to think a lot of things.
I mean, it really depends on your intelligence level. If you're not intelligent, you're not going to know anything about it because you don't have the common grounds to start a conversation. Everything that people, everything that people put around us.
Yes.
Yeah, everything that people put around us is created by themselves. Our perception of everybody is created by everybody. It's not created because we did it. It's not created because we like it. It's because people are going to create bad perceptions of good groups because their groups are terrible. That's just what I've gathered. Every group that is terrible hates my group, and every group that is actually fairly decent, for lack of better words, and by fairly decent I mean like isn't super well known but is super well ran and like has a lot of people in it. Most of them at least, not all of them. Some of them, but there really is no truth to anything that people say about us, other than we just let people say whatever they want in the Discord and in game because we don't care.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Basically, what he means is all of those false accusations are bullshit. That's all I have to add.
I mean, they're just myths essentially.
Just
you'll have one guy say I'm an evil VR chat doxer terrorist who eats babies. Pretty good.
Eats babies.
I love it. I love every accusation. It just makes me more popular, which I don't really care.
Alright. Now about yourself.
How about myself? Very intelligent. I believe I'm very intelligent. I like
That's not
strong. I like strong self-affirmations. I love saying that I am intelligent because it's true.
What's your
background
in the Mando?
What's your origin story?
Oh, my origin story. So I started out as a bounty hunter. This is gonna be a pretty long one, so I'm gonna try to shorten it.
Summarize it.
But I was a bounty hunter, right? Because I get on Vrchat 5 years ago, and I stumble across a final galactic empire. For anybody that knows what I'm talking about, but I see this guy named Starkiller, aka Fishgram, and I guessed the code to his armory, and then from there I joined my first empire. After that, I was bounty hunter that opening the door as a bounty hunter, shifting gigs. Then after that, I joined their empire as ISB, and I did a very good job at ISB. That every empire that existed after that one, I was in charge of their ISB because I like investigating. I like security for the empire. All that bullshit. And then give or take about 2, maybe 2.5 years ago, maybe 3. No. It was 4. Yeah. 4 years ago, because it was 2021. Yeah, 2021. I then left every empire that I was ever in. I was casted away. That's another story for a long time. But I was casted away. Created a group called Clan Saxon. to combat every empire and republic ever, and to test their true combat capabilities. This was before VR chat groups existed, which VR chat groups killed raiding in the Star Wars community. It's a fact. But, I created Clan Saxon, got up to about 400, 500 members in Discord, and really just hung around after that. I don't really do much. I just hang out.
Agreed. Big cinema. Let me make sure that shit doesn't disconnect. It's telling me it's about to disconnect. If the shit dies, it's gonna be very awkward. But, where I came from, it's not awkward to talk about yourself. But yeah, where I came from a group called Universe of Halo. It's a Halo group. There was ODSC, Spartans, and Marines, yada yada yada, and I led a small group of 12 people, right? And we did combat shit. It was pretty fun, but they demoted me, and a lot of the old Mandalorians, from like the most recent, I guess, old era, whatever the fuck you want to call it. People like Ace Ren, Teddy Viba, fucking Nova, who was like a past Mandalore or whatever the fuck.
I love Teddy. Teddy's my pookie.
I ended up joining the Mando community. Actually, I was in the Mando community before, but I wasn't active like at all. I was actually one of Shorty's people. But I forget about that because I wasn't there for a long time. I was there for like 2 weeks tops, in and out. But yeah, I joined off Teddy Viba, and he happened to be in the Mandalorian covert. They gave me event host, they gave me this, they gave me that, right? Yeah, skyrocketed to fucking council. And then a lot of people, it's like being a cop, You do things for something you believe is right, and the people you affected are gonna hate you. So I grew a bad name from a lot of the people that we ended up banning or kicking or whatever the fuck. And then I realized we were doing all that shit for no fucking reason. And it was very biased and just very, very confusing, because it's, the people that taught me a lot and the people that convinced me they were doing, I guess, right, or whatever the fuck. I ended up seeing how they were doing wrong, and it's hard to be like, oh, I'm gonna leave and drop all of the help that I was giving them to begin with. It's kind of like, I'm just gonna say fuck you because I don't believe in how you handle things is correct. But I did it anyways. And now, after talking to Shorty, he ended up handing me the ownership to the group, the Mandalorians of Vrchat, and now I technically own it right now. But that's where I came from. So yeah. Peak. I guess the next question would be, what do you guys think the Mando community is going to improve? Within a year, 4 months, you think it's gonna improve?
If people get off their fat asses and stop being gay, yes. I think if people actually got up and did shit, they'd see how easy it is. And if they didn't worry about what other people fucking cared about, or what other people said, or what other people on the internet talk about, they could be successful on the internet, and then it could obviously transfer to real life if they applied it to real life. Now, a lot of people, like for example me, right? Everything I do on the internet, I do in real life. I don't care about people that I don't know. Like, if I don't know who you are, I don't really give a shit about you. You could die for all I care. I could care less. And, until I get to know who you are as an individual or human being, of course, it changes. But You know, like if somebody told me to go fuck myself, I'm not gonna be spending hours of my time going to everybody saying this random guy told me to go fuck myself, like you see everybody on this game talk about. You'll see, for example, one guy DM'd me saying somebody in your group is bullying me, and I'm like, okay, what do you want me to do about it? He's like, can you tell them to stop? I'm like, well, no, because I don't fucking care. Like, I could care less. And you know, you'll get the average person saying your group's terrible, this, that. Well, you know what my group is, so it obviously isn't terrible. But, you know, it's just people need to learn to grow a set of balls. And I guess in the world that we live in, not everybody has balls anymore. But, you know, they gotta learn to grow a pair and get the fuck over it. But sadly, people can't do that. It's very possible if they're open to try. No matter what mental illness you're diagnosed with, because people love using mental illness as a reason. But you know, I used to be exactly like all of these people, where I didn't like being messed with. I cried and bitched and moaned and all that bullshit. And then I woke up one day and I was like, actually, maybe I should just not fucking care. And then, you know, I am here today. But yeah, I mean, the Mandalorian community can definitely become something fun if people just stop caring. Because everybody treats VR chat like it's real life. You know, you get somebody saying, "Oh my God, this is what he did in this other server." It's like nobody fucking cares, but apparently everybody cares at the same time. So it's like, I don't know. But yeah, to answer that question, yes, I think it can be something fun.
Yeah, Llama.
Huh?
What do you? How do you think do you think the Mando community can improve, and do you think it's going to under like the new leads now?
No, I don't think it'll improve. I don't think so.
Damn.
Can it improve? Most definitely. Anything can improve as long as it, you know, someone puts work into it, dedication. But I don't think right now, because as I've seen, the Mandalorian community, quite literally the only clan I recognize as a clan in here is Saxon, because they're so big and they've been living for so long. I feel like if the Mandos will actually want to be great and actually be a big community within the Star Wars community, I think there'll need to be another group that is by itself, by the way, one clan, not a house, not another covert, not a whatever, you know. It needs to be one clan that actually gets many members and is actually, you know, big.
Yeah, that's peak, and I completely understand that.
Because right now there aren't any groups that are big and that are, you know, fucking like. There's a bunch of small, shitty little Mando groups right now. Some are getting up there, you know. Okay, but
man, Clan Solvar had it, bro, but then he gave it up. I'm like, damn. He didn't give it up. He would have. He would have done it. But yeah, I mean, me and Llama basically have the same stance. Really, everybody in my group kind of has a very similar stance on everything.
I think that's just everybody in general agrees with you guys. Hell, I agree with you. The community's not. I mean,
I wouldn't say many people agree with us. There are very much so.
Oh yeah, no, a lot of people disagree.
I mean,
especially on how we view freedom of speech in our server, since it is, you know, God's given right to us that we are allowed to speak how we want to speak within a server.
Yeah.
And people just don't like that. We have been banned by Discord, actually. Some of us started getting banned from Discord.
Yeah, that's so true.
Our server was being... I think our server was getting spam reported by a bunch of comm kids or whatever. And we started getting banned or warned by Discord because of how like
Not
our
gonna
server
lie.
has some TOS breaks, but
I'm not gonna lie. I know who that was. It was a council member on the go.
It
Well,
probably
it-
was. I mean,
It
could've
definitely
been,
was.
but
They talked about it.
Typhoon was in your covert, and he had a whole file on me apparently. But guess what? That file was of me saying the
Just
N-word
one
like
word.
3 years ago.
It's just one thing.
It's like, God forbid a guy says the N-word on the internet one time 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, and we're gonna hold him to it.
so,
Yeah.
But apparently you can't find that I say what now. But, you know. I'm sorry
it's
for
also
cutting you
like
off, Robert.
again, Finnick. It's also like we've been spam reported multiple times by different people from different parts of the community, and honestly, yeah, it's not a big surprise that people are not very fond of us. But at the same time, I agree with what Shorty's goal is with this group, and I also agree that yes, it is fair to give people freedom of speech and to also be able to speak how they want to speak. Like, I'm not gonna, like how Shorty said before, I'm not going to force somebody who is black to not say the N-word in a server.
Oh my God, that was my favorite thing, bro. Typhoon.
There have been so many
He's like,
times.
you remember just saying the N-word? I'm like, who? And he said the only few black guys in the server. And I'd be like, okay. Like, what the
That's
fuck?
not funny.
Now, obviously, we have a bunch of like white dudes who are saying it.
We have like 2 white guys that say the N-word, and it's like
If
nobody
you want to
fucking.
think of Saxons, think of the military. How it doesn't matter if you say the N-word as long as it's not racist in an attempt. As long as it's funny and it's as a joke and whatnot, we do not care. Even if it's racist,
and
I don't even think I care. Honestly.
even after I was gone for a whole year, right? I was apparently everybody's centered hate around why the group sucks, but I left for a year, less than November, like November of last year. Got back just 2 months ago. I was gone for almost a whole year, and come back, people know who I am. People still know what my group is. Still hate my group for what happened almost a whole year ago. And then I bring it back, and everybody's like, "Oh, I now some people are starting to like self-glaze us when they weren't even in the group, right? Like I had a dude join about a week ago, and he's like, "Oh, I've been in the server this whole time. I remember what happened 10 years ago," and I'm like, "Group hadn't even been up 10 years ago, so you're lying." It's like people on the internet love to be a part of something, and they don't actually like being a part of it. They love being a part of a group that's super famous, super great, super well known, and not well liked, but very, very influential on this terrible game. But they'll say like, "Oh, I was a part of this group. I was very big in this group," and we wouldn't even know who they are, right? Like they would not even recollect in our brains, right? Which that doesn't even matter, because even if you were in the group, you're gone now. Once you've left, no matter how like influential you were, once you've left, you're no longer a part of the group. I guess the only exception was me when I left, and people still knew who I was. But like once you leave and you're gone for a very long time, we forget who you are. I usually don't, but sometimes I do. If they weren't that interesting enough, right? Like I had a few people that joined and then left shortly after because they made us avatars or they did this or something. But like 9 times out of 10, I forget them. Because 400, 500 people is a lot of people, and I'm not going to remember everybody that's ever joined. We've probably had over 1,000 people join the group as a whole. Of course, not all at one time, but it's over the course of years where people join, leave, join, leave, join, leave. Easily up to 1,000 people. And I just, I don't know anybody. I don't know that many people. But, it's just people create their own trauma, and they then create like a trauma bond. Kind of weird.
Didn't me and you try like to investigate that? We wanted to see like how many people would lie, and so I went into an instance.
And we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
he
then this
was
one
like,
fucking retard said that
Yeah.
that Southern was apparently a pedophile. By the way, Lava. He said Southern's a pedophile, and then he goes on to say,
Admitted.
"Well, I actually knew a pedophile one time, but like I forgave him because he's willing to change." And I'm like,
and he's
so
my
he just
best
admitted to
friend.
knowing somebody that touches kids.
Yeah, if
Exactly.
you're ever friends with a pedophile, you're as bad as them. Never defend a pedophile.
That's what I'm saying.
Never like.
But that proves the point that massive misinformation and just lying works, because we said that for like 2 whole years. Southern's a pedophile. Southern's a pedophile. We manifested it into existence, and then I'm like, oh my god,
people
they
come up
believed
to
it.
me and ask me if I was a pedophile, and I was under the age at this point. But I used to run around and do jokes.
He was
about
17.
being a pedophile.
It's great.
And
Dude, the rumor of me being trans is going around now. I said that to 7 people, and I said spread it. I said spread it like wildfire. Do it now. And now people are coming up to asking me. And I'm
gonna
yes.
cut the clip real quick. And then I'm going to start it again because I don't want to have to go through 6 different things. Make this easy for me.